Hi hustlers, I am Antoinette Sydney and we are continuing our series on business bank accounts. Today we will discuss company bank account for a limited liability company. I already discussed what is a limited liability company and the benefits of a limited liability company. I'll leave them in the cards for you to look at those videos. Also, thanks for subscribing. Number one, first thing you'll need, 2 forms of valid photo identification for each director. Remember, this is for a limited liability company and you need at least 2 directors for a limited liability company. So each director must produce 2 valid forms of photo identification. Okay, so it could be passport and driver's permit or passport and national identification. So at least 2 forms, and that is the standard for most banks. 2 forms of valid ID for each director. Number 2, a utility bill for each director and for the registered address for the office of the company. The utility bill must not be older than 3 months. Different banks have certain rules, whereas some will not accept a mobile utility bill. They have different rules per banks. Number 3, you'll need a company stamp. So for all banks, for a limited liability company, you must have a stamp, and the stamp must bear the same company name as that name appears on the certificate of incorporation from when you register the company. Number 4, you will need cash flow projections. Cash flow projections. Some banks ask for it for 1 year, other banks ask for cash flow projections for 3 years. You may ask, what are cash flow projections? Well, these are estimates showing the bank your projected or estimated income, how much money you will earn, how much money you will make, versus your estimated expenses. That is how much money your business will spend every month. And as I said, some banks will ask for it for 1 year or for 3 years. And in case you were wondering, yes, this is a service I also offer. I have my contact information there. You can feel free to email me and we can proceed with that. Number 6, especially for a limited liability company, there are certain letters that must be on the company letterhead requesting the account, describing what the company does. And as I said, different banks have different formats for the letters, the templates. Since we are talking about limited liability company, you will also be asked for annual returns, most recent annual returns, and I'll have a separate video on annual returns, but this shows a snapshot of the current state of the company in terms of directors, the corporate secretary, the address, and if the company is indebted to anyone, and the amount. You will also be asked to produce the incorporation documents. This will be the documents you received from the registrar of companies when you registered your limited liability company. They are your certificate of incorporation as well as the Form 1, Form 4, Form 8, Form 27. According to the type of companies, there will be additional documents such as FIU registration, that is to say the Financial Intelligence Unit registration. So different companies, because of the sector that you operate in, there will be additional requirements, but these are the standard documents. Let me know if you were asked to produce any additional documents when you open your company bank account. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll discuss sole traders, partnerships, bank accounts. We'll discuss that in the upcoming videos. Thanks for subscribing. Bye, hustlers.